All right, welcome back everyone for a new episode of Dollar Bin Digging. This is the video and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com, where I talk about those books that are still probably tucked away in those cheap boxes, those discount bins, those dollar bins, those $2 bins, wherever kind of cheap comics you can go pick up at your half-price books, at your local comic shop, flea markets, yard sales, wherever you're getting your cheap books. These are some things you might be able to score that deal with, and tie into some of the things going on in the comics, movies, news, TV shows, recent announcements, etc. Things that pique my interest and tie to some of the things, like I said, that's going on in the comic book market and the industry right now. Hopefully you appreciate that, and hopefully you appreciate all the stuff we have here on the channel. Check out all of the content. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. We're just about at 2,600 subs. We'll do another giveaway once we hit 3K. And yeah, just for fun, let's look at some of these scavenger hunt type books that you can go out there and dig for this weekend. Like I said, based off of some of the stuff that I've been checking out in the comics and some of the new releases this week. So if you want to see what books I got for you, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro and I will be right back. All right, so first up, we have Kingpin. We got some Kingpin. Well, not so much news, but as things are being filmed and prepared and prepped for this Disney Plus Daredevil Born Again storyline, we are getting some pictures here, and in this, we've got a snapshot of what could be Mayor Fisk. I mean, people are pointing to, well, he's got the American flag pin on his jacket. He's suited up. He looks like he's glad handing, kissing babies, doing the politician thing. So could we be getting Mayor Fisk in this Daredevil Born Again storyline? It makes a lot of sense. It's a possibility, but we don't know anything for certain. But if you are interested and you want to know when Fisk got to be mayor, well, you can go find that in Daredevil 595. And this is one you can go dig out of those boxes. Multiple covers on this as well. There's like I think a 1 in 10 headshot, but you also got the lenticular cover. You got a second print as well, which is pretty cool because the lenticular is an homage to X-Men 101. But I mean, you can check those out later. But here it is, 595. This is the regular cover, which is pretty awesome in and of its own right. But inside this book, this is the story that we get with Fisk being elected mayor right at the start, because this is the start of the whole deal. So if you want to get it in the comics right now, ahead of the show, check it out. Here's your opportunity. This does okay at times. You can see some copies could sell for like $11, closer to $10, but there's still those cover price $3 to $4, $5 type sales as well. But if you're lucky, you might be able to score this out of a $1 box, $2 box, half off cover, however you find your discount books. This is something you can go dig out of those back bins. That's what I'm talking about here. Like I said, scavenger hunt style. See if you can go find it. It's probably not going to make you rich, but those books that'll make you rich are ones you probably already know. So you don't need me to go tell you, hey, if you find an ASM 300 in a $1 bin, you should buy it. You don't need me to tell you that. You should know that by now. And if you don't, and you're a newer collector, well, there's other ways you can find out about books like that. I'm trying to think of a different angle for this series at this point, because again, this is episode 239. I've been doing this a while now, and I think this is the best way that I can handle moving this forward with keeping it fresh for myself and looking for books that are tied, like I said, the things that you can read or go see on your the big screen or even at home on your streaming services and things coming up. So with that all said, what's on the market? On the market, well, about $5 to $10. Like I said, cover priced, maybe double cover. There's a version, there's an example of that lenticular cover. It's got the Dark Phoenix 101, and then it's morphs into Kingpin holding the Daredevil logo, which again is pretty cool. And there's a pretty awesome second print, which is just a non-lenticular version of that Kingpin cover. Get into those later, maybe on Hidden Gems again, because a lot of those lenticular second prints do pretty well. And they're pretty cool as well. So with that said, let's get on to our next story. We don't got a lot this week. I know that we don't always have a lot. This is more of a shorter show. Dollar Bin Digging is more of a shorter show here on the channel. So I'm not going to try to stretch things just to make it longer. But here we go. We do have the return of the Muslim Batman character, Night Runner. You know how Batman Incorporated, there's Batmans for every different nation and area and all that stuff. Well, here we go. This was a different one that we got in Night Runner. This ties into what's going on. A book just came out this week, Batman Incorporated number 8. I mean, yes, it's crossed out with Joker Incorporated, but it's Batman Incorporated number 8. And inside this, we do get the return of Night Runner as he's facing off against this I can't remember this clown character. But translated from French, they're going to go at it here. But if you want to go find Night Runner's first appearance, well, you could probably go and dig it out from an old annual. And it's like 2011, so it's not super old, but still. Detective Comics Annual. I mean, how many people buy annuals? Annuals are one of those things that people hate having to shell out that extra $5-6 that month. Just like, man, I got to get this extra book because got to keep my run going. But by and large, they're kind of filler. Like a lot of times, annuals have been filler. So a lot of these also get skipped and ignored, and people don't consider it as part of their runs. I'm kind of a completionist, so I always, when I was filling out runs, I had to get all the annuals too. But that's just because I got that weird compulsive aspect, I guess, to my collecting habits. But here you go, Detective 12, February 2011. This is when it even mentions right there on the cover. There's Night Runner. And inside this book, we get a little story. You get Night Runner throughout the story. It's not just like a one-panel thing. Night Runner kind of factors into to the tale here that they're telling. But there you go. There's Night Runner's first appearance. And you can go see that these sell for, well, $7.50, $12. So, you know, $8 to $12, kind of still not going to be not going to break your back if you wanted to buy one on the market, but also not going to make you rich if you find one for $1. It's just, hey, find it for $1 because it's cheaper. You know, save yourself some money. Have some fun digging something like this out for, you know, maybe a couple of bucks. Maybe it's $2. Like I said, I know that with the inflation these days, there are less and less dollar bins. There have been more and more $2 bins that I've come across these days because of, again, if the covers are $5, their costs more. Like, I don't know. Even the dealer cost is going up. That said, on the market, there's $4 copies and there's $15 copies. So anywhere in between, you could find that's what it's being asked for this first appearance of Night Runner in Detective Annual number 12. So again, just another fun book for you to go and hunt, go look for. And if you guys read, here, I got my copy right here. If you guys read your, Sons of X before the fall, so we got the Fall of X coming. So right before we're hitting up this another X-Men event, we lose a character. We're losing Legion. So there it goes. I mean, this is a little bit misleading because you got Nimrod there because it's not exactly how it plays out. It's like imaginary astral plane typey stuff. It's, but it's Legion. So, it's going to be a little bit wonky, right? Just like his show. So here we go. Legion, first appearance, in case you want to go and collect Legion's first appearance. Surprisingly, this book's not where it used to be. I mentioned the Legion show on FX. When that thing was dropping, the first Legion was hitting like, $30, $50 raw, right? Not crazy. That's where 25 and 26 were hitting. But if you want 25 or 26, really, they're definitely more affordable these days. Here you go. Here's 25. Some places consider this the cameo because it's really just the one page here where it's kind of Charles Xavier's kind of notes on his son here. But yeah, so that's what you're getting in 25. And then 26, you got a little bit more on the cover and a little bit more in the story. But there you go. That's what you're looking for here. And like I said, this ain't near where it used to be. Even copies sold. Copy sold for 74 cents. 74 cents for this issue. $1.95, $6.95. Those are some recent sales for this book. So definitely come down from those highs of yesteryear. Asking prices, well, a lot of the asks are still in that kind of $10 to like $15 kind of range for each of these books, or you can find lots where the two of them booked, package it up together. Like there's a pair there for 18 that has free shipping as well, and they accept an offer. So you could probably offer them like $15. 5 of it's going to cover the shipping, so you paid $5 a book if you. Anyway, just saying that's how kind of I do some of my shopping and start pitching offers when I'm buying stuff. 'Cause you got to factor that in. I mean, shipping is a cost of doing business if you're ordering online, but there's a way to work around that cost and make it work for yourself too. But with that said, if you're interested in Legion, that's where you can get that. But also mixed up in this story with Legion is another character that was semi-recently, it's like within the last year or so introduced, and that's Mother Righteous. I wish I could really explain this character to you, but to be fair, I am in and out of reading on my X-Men books of the last couple of years just because it's just a lot. It's a lot to handle, and I haven't been able to keep up with all the stuff since the Hickman Krakoa stuff, and then we got all the Sins of Sinister with the jumping 100,000 years in the future, and it's happening but not happening. Alternate universes, clones, and I think this is a clone of Sinister of some type of I don't know. Like I said, you got to dig in and read it for yourself. But if you do want to dig in and read it for yourself and find out when Mother Righteous first appeared and see her connection to Legion in this story, you can go back. You can go back because she first appeared in Legion's other little story of Legion of X, which again came out just in 2022. And yeah, she appeared right here at the end. Couple of different covers on this book as well, so you can keep an eye out for any of them. It's not a pricey book, so it's one of those first appearances you can go and scoop up for relatively cheap. If you go dig in those, like I said, overstock type boxes, maybe find this for like $2 or something, less than cover somewhere out there. But that's kind of what it sells for. You can see here, copy sold for $1.59, $1.99. Sold for half cover, even online. Asking prices are more around that cover price, around $5 or less. That's what you're looking at. And again, here's some examples of some of the other covers that you have available to you. ABE covers. There's also one in 25, I think. But by and large, you can find this stuff out there if you go digging. Go looking. Now, with that said, let's hop back over to DC for a second. And we know James Gunn's going to be bringing a lot of different characters to the DC universe as far as film goes, but we're also seeing some interesting characters return to the comics as well. And some of those are related to like that Golden Age time. And one of those characters is the original Sandman coming back in Golden Age into a new miniseries. And they're pointing to it being DC's Oppenheimer. I guess they're trying to tie in with the Oppenheimer movie that's coming out. So I guess, sort of a, scientist angle kind of thing. I don't know. We'll see how they're going to handle this and what they're kind of planning, when this comes out. But these older Golden Age type stories have and can be pretty good, and DC can tell a good old timey type story. Like, remember all that Darwin Cook stuff, the Frontier stuff. That's some good stuff too. Anyway, don't want to go down don't want to go down a rabbit hole talking about that stuff. But you're not finding the original Sandman's first appearance in Dollar. It's not going to happen. So what other angles can we look at this? We can also look at it from the angle that, what? For 70 issues, he did have his own Vertigo series in Sandman Mystery Theater. And I know you've seen plenty of these out there thinking you found Sandman books, the Morpheus Sandman. You go, what? What is this? And you didn't walk home with it because this is not what you were shopping for when you're digging in those boxes. You're hoping to find those first appearances in Neil Gaiman's run, and then you came across Sandman Mystery Theater and you got disappointed. I know it's happened to me before too, because I didn't read a lot of this then either. But you could find these out there. You can. This is issue 1. This is one. I think it was printed pretty well, so you could definitely find this one out there. Most of the run isn't very expensive, except maybe that final issue. Like I said, it ran 70 issues. I'm just showing you a couple just as examples. Get these to read. If you want to go back and get a nice little read, get a little feel for the character, this is your opportunity to do so for cheap, because Sandman Mystery Theaters are out there. Those are in those dollar bins. And like I said, I mentioned it on Last to Know, one of my Hidden Gems specials with the final issues. Issue 70 is the final issue, and that does pretty well. So you can see here, as far as some of the pricing goes, as far as sales, lots of books. Like lots of what is that? Issues 1 through 5, $1. Issues 1 through 5 for $1 at auction. $20 got somebody like the first 8 issues of this run. $4 got somebody else a lot of 8 issues in the 50s, like later in the run, including the issue 50, the cover that I had up there. That's just a cheap way that you can even buy these online, is finding them in lots, because people are just moving chunks of the series, and maybe you get the whole run for a decent price. And then you can see that final issue, $20, recent sale. So like I said, if you want to try to score a book that's flippable, might make you a couple dollars, you're looking for that last issue, issue 70. Asking prices as well. You can see, look, there's another issue 70 up for about $20. $230 if you want all 70. So if you can make a whole set of 70, you're looking at a $200 plus ask on your hands. And then there's other chunks, a lot of 8 for $13, issues 1, 2, 4, 5 through 9, and issue 50. So there's 10 books and an annual. So it's 11 books for $9. So that's less than $1 issue there too. So you can even do some dollar bin shopping on eBay if you factor it out and average it out in that way. So just another option. Again, Sandman Mystery Theater. I'm not saying these are going to go shooting up in value because of this new series. I'm just telling you, this is another way that you can get a little backstory and read up on the character for cheap. That's all. Now, With that said, let's look at another different angle we can tie into some comic book collecting with things going on outside of the comic book universe and even the movie universes. And let's look at video games. I like video games and I like video game comics. So that's where you're going to see some of these worked in as well. But Double Dragon, a new Double Dragon game is coming back. Double Dragon Gaiden, Rise of the Dragons. It's coming out this summer. I think it's coming out in August. I can't remember the release date now. It was in my head, but I forgot about it and I didn't put it on the slide. But if you remember the old school Double Dragon game, it looks like it has a little bit of a similar vibe, a little better in, better graphics, obviously, but it's not like a super high res thing. It still looks a little bit throwback type. And if you want to get the books that are also a bit of a throwback, you can get the 6-issue Marvel Comics run out there, because I know you can find these in those dollar boxes too. I've seen them plenty, and I have a habit of grabbing them every time I see them, as long as they're not like chewed up. But there's issue 1. Just examples. Issue 4 it was only 6 issues total, so go try to find the whole 6-issue series. You probably can find them if you go digging, have some fun, searching, hunting, see what you can do if you can fill out the set. Once again, you're not going to get rich if you do. I'm just telling you for fun. Like, comics should be fun, right? So issue 1 can sell you up to $10. Look, a 9.6 sold for just $25. And then the whole run, somebody bought for $25. Give you a sense of the market. Asking prices, though, issue 1 through 6 with an extra number 4, only $15. No bids yet, but that's out there. And then issue 1, again, somebody's asking $8. So maybe you can get a few bucks if you find issue 1. But I think if you just go and dig out the whole set, it could be just kind of fun for that nostalgia angle. But that's all I got for you this week. Like I said, I know it's a short list, but this is a shorter show. That's really what this is all about. Just a few little things, a few little nuggets and some oddball things where you didn't go and dig out of those cheap boxes, those dollar boxes when you're digging this weekend. Because while you're looking for those real treasures, those things that are going to make you a ton of money, those key books that whoever the seller is overlooked, I know that's what you're digging for. I dig for them too. That's fun. But while you're doing that, what else could you grab to help fill out that pile and give you something else to keep you busy? Look for some of this stuff. That's if you're reading comics, as hopefully you are, and that's why you're watching the channel and you're enjoying comics, just check out some of this stuff. And if you want to know a little bit more about the stories of these characters, this is a cheap way to do it. That's all I'm saying. So thanks for stopping by and checking this out. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate you all watching these videos. And I'm hoping you're enjoying them. Just let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that said, make sure you come back tomorrow, Friday, for the brand new live show on Friday nights. We still have a great show on Saturday night with Saturday Night Special, so make sure you're back for that as well. And come back for another live show every Sunday with Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars show on every Sunday. And then we'll start up the whole Rennavision lineup every Monday. Hidden Gems. I don't know which way I'll go with it this week. And then Chasing Ghosts. Then we have the Tax Show. Dollar Bin Digging again. You'll also get my Wednesday watch list, my top 10 and 10 mixed in throughout the week as well. And every day I try to get up a new short at noon. A new 1 minute or less little video showing you a run of covers set to some cool music. Sometimes I'll mix in some toys. Sometimes I'll mix in some big sales in the comic market. Just whatever I find interesting. Just something new every day for that quick little tidbit. And hopefully you're enjoying those as well. And with that all said, thank you again. And I'll see you all later. I got to go get ready for, hopefully, another Sixers win as we hopefully close out Boston. But if not, well, I'll be back for another game on Saturday. All right? That said, see you guys later. Bye.